All right, Manny Pacquiao. Let's go over a couple of names. Juan Manuel Márquez, Érik Morales, twice. Márquez 4 times, okay? Barrera, come on, Marco Antonio Barrera, Diaz, Oscar De La Hoya, Ricky Hatton, Miguel Cotto, Joshua Clottey, Antonio Margarito, Shane Mosley, Timothy Bradley, twice, 2, 3 times, I forget. Brandon Rios, Mayweather, right? That was, way past the time it should have happened. And then, of course, we got Jesse Vargas, Jeff Horn, names like that. But you look at these names, okay, the Cottos, okay, the Márquez 4 times. I mean, these are killers back in their day, in their prime. Okay, you got Manny Pacquiao destroying these guys in their prime, okay, going into their backyard, the Mexicutioner, right? That's what they label Pacquiao, the Mexicutioner back in the day. These people forget where Manny Pacquiao came from, what he did for the sport of boxing, 8 division champ, right? I mean, this guy has had a huge impact on boxing, paved the way for guys like Terence Crawford, these young upcomers, Keith Thurman, Earl Spence, that kind of thing. So, they need to remember that. Now, Terence Crawford, okay, you got a lot of boxing fans out there. They're getting things twisted up, especially these bullshit channels on YouTube. The whole Terence Crawford reacts to Manny Pacquiao being on the undercard, which, what a disgrace, what a shame, what a slap in the face to Pacquiao. Fighting on an undercard, a Crawford Jeff Horn undercard, okay, and why? Why would Top Rank even allow that? Okay, that's what baffles my mind. Why would they even allow such a thing to take place? Okay, Terence Crawford, though, gave his comments, and look, I got a ton of respect for Crawford. He said, hey, he's a great. He fought all the killers, nothing but respect. And he's like, maybe one day, Top Rank, they'll do that to me. Maybe, they'll put me in there with guys like a Jeff Horn or whatever. Or I might be on somebody's undercard, that kind of thing. And I'll just ride off into the sunset. He's like, that's boxing. You pass the torch, you move on. But here's my problem. Not with Crawford. Like I said, I really respect what he said, but my problem is the way they're ending Pacquiao's career. Okay, you don't put Pacquiao on an undercard. You just don't do that. I mean, that's just, he's boxing royalty. He is a Hall of Famer. He is a shoe-in, definite boxing Hall of Famer, okay, that probably did more in a decade than I would say the top 3 or 4 welterweights will do in 10 years. Yes, I'll repeat that. Pacquiao did more in a decade, okay, going back to the 2012, the Márquez fight, right? Or the Érik Morales, the Barreras, the Cottos. I mean, it's just crazy how much he's done for boxing. It's almost unimaginable, okay? I think he has done more than a Keith Thurman, and Earl Spence, and even a Crawford will do in 10 years. Because look, the best no longer fights the best. It's all politics. It's all about making money, that kind of thing. Back then it was about legacy. Pacquiao was a throwback fighter. And, I believe he still is. Now, the whole Jeff Horn situation, I really would like to see him, make that right. That whole situation, just make it right. Get in there and show Jeff Horn who he really is. I don't know what happened that night, if Pacquiao is just getting old, if he's slipping. I don't know. But he needs to redeem himself, okay? He needs to just, reverse what happened, because that was just a tragedy. And we all know, I believe Pacquiao got robbed. I mean, 99.9999% of the boxing community, believes Pacquiao got robbed. But I will say, I think Pacquiao should have beat him in a more convincing manner regardless. Should have knocked him out. This is Jeff Horn. It's a matter of time before he gets knocked out, I believe. That's my honest belief. I believe, he's just a guy that was in the right place at the right time, and he cashed in on the Pacquiao ticket, okay? But that ticket's about to expire, against any top 10, and he's going to lose. So that's my honest opinion. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Hey, prove me wrong. That's fine. But, I don't know. This whole thing it's really getting on my nerves, and I'm just tired of reading all the comments out there, the disrespectful comments, the hateful comments. Just it's wrong. But right here, Terence Crawford reacts to Pacquiao fighting on the undercard April 14th, and like I said, you know, it was a good reaction from him. He didn't say anything negative about Pacquiao, nothing like that. You know, both stablemates at Top Rank. You know, so good on him. You know, good on him. So much respect for Crawford for handling that the way he did. But right here, Top Rank hasn't come out to confirm that Pacquiao will be on the undercard to fight on the April 14th card. But there is a lot of talk that that's where he'll end up. Okay, this is a pay-per-view. Now look, now hear me out. This is a pay-per-view event. So they're talking about putting like a Crawford Horn on pay-per-view and Pacquiao being on the undercard. Now, how many people, okay, all you Pacquiao haters out there, how many people do you think are going to tune in to see Jeff Horn? Okay, how many people do you think are going to tune in to see Terence Crawford? And how many people do you think are going to tune in to see Manny Pacquiao? Right here, okay. Crawford's only other attempt at headlining a pay-per-view card on HBO was a disaster against Victor Postol, July 2016. The fight was said to have brought 50,000 pay-per-view buys on HBO. Okay, and that was with the 2012 Olympic. This was Oscar Valdez, you know, the pay-per-view that Terence Crawford had. So 50,000 buys. I mean, that's chump change in the pay-per-view world. You know, so you have these kind of numbers. You know, and Jeff Horn. You know, who is Jeff Horn, right? Jeff Horn who? That's what I call him, Jeff Horn who. You know, so what? They're going to headline a pay-per-view event, and so it's like, so not only are they dragging Pacquiao through the mud, but they're using his name. Okay, he's going to be on the undercard, you know, and they're talking about fighting a Mike Alvarado, which, you know, I would rather see Pacquiao retire, just simply retire. I mean, I was personally ringside with Mike Alvarado about 2 years ago. It's on my channel. Go down and look at it. I interviewed him, talked to him. He's done. You know, he's done. He admits he's doing it for the money. You know, he's got a family to support. He's got bills to pay, that kind of thing. He's done. I mean, a no-name guy nearly beat him. I was right there ringside. In fact, like I said, I have the footage on my channel. Go watch it. You can just search Mike Alvarado in my little search bar. You'll find it. And dude almost beat him. A no-name guy from Houston almost beat him. And then Alvarado came back with a vicious body shot. You know, caught him with a good body shot, dropped him, and he won. Okay, but that's beside the point. The point is, you know, people are going to tune in to see Manny Pacquiao, not Jeff Horn, and Terence Crawford. Now, Terence Crawford, yes, he does have a following. You know, I like Terence Crawford. I do. I truly do. You know, I don't like the, you know, he gets a little like that gangster attitude sometimes. You know, the whole thing with the mechanic. He went and like bullied the dude at the mechanic shop, you know, to get his car back. I didn't like all that. You know, a lot of things I don't like, but overall, I like Terence Crawford. So, but right here, Pacquiao, 59-7 to 238 KOs, expect to be fighting former WBO World Light Welterweight Champion Mike Alvarado on the undercard of Crawford and WBO Welterweight Champion Jeff Horn. Okay, the Hornet Horn. Yeah, the Hornet. He's gonna sting you. He's gonna sting you. The Hornet's gonna sting you. You know, so, yeah, you know, look, if it happens, I think the story will be the outrage from the boxing fans. You know, forget about the fight. It's going to be, you know, the outrage. And again, why would Bob Arum do this to Manny Pacquiao? You know, Pacquiao has made all of them multi-millionaires. You know, I mean, look, Pacquiao has generated, look, listen, Google the numbers for Manny Pacquiao's pay-per-view buys, the total amount of money he's generated. He's basically made enough money for Top Rank to thrive and survive for the next 2 decades. I mean, we're talking tens and tens and tens of millions of dollars. Look at the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight alone. That fight alone, hundreds of millions of dollars. You know, and he's going to be fighting Mike Alvarado on the Jeff Horn, Terence Crawford under. Like, are you kidding me? You can't be serious. You know, so look, and then you got Freddie Roach talking about Pacquiao, Lomachenko 140. It's like, look, they need to get it together. I don't know who does their press, who releases whatever information, but they need to get it together, and they need to do what's right by Pacquiao. So I'm going to leave it at that, guys. What do you think?